Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Wolfrun, and we're gonna watch another death battle. This time, Ichigo versus Yusuke. Now, a little fun fact about me. My favorite anime of all time is Yu Hakusho. My favorite of the big three is Bleach. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I like Bleach a decent amount more than Naruto, and way more than One Piece. Yeah, I don't like One Piece very much. But anyway, that's not the point of today's video. Today we're going to be reacting to this death battle, okay? And I feel like... So I know other death battles that have happened have been Naruto versus Ichigo and Yusuke versus Sasuke. Now, Sasuke is about on par with Naruto. Hiei fucking obliterated Sasuke when they did that death battle. Hiei is weaker than Yusuke. And Naruto beat Ichigo. So unless they really undersold Ichigo in that death battle, they did, by the way. They did not get Ichigo right in the slightest. But by their logic, Yusuke should Yusuke should win this death battle easily. However, I think it's a bit closer than that, personally, but I'm still rooting for Yusuke. So let's see what they do. Is this going to be a one-sided slaughter because they got Ichigo wrong again? Or is it actually going to be a good fight? Those are the only two options, because there's no universe where Ichigo curb stomps Yusuke. I'm sorry, that's just not... No. But I could see Ichigo winning this, but I'm rooting for Yusuke. I know basically everything there is to know about both shows, so still pulling for Yusuke, but there's a chance Ichigo wins this. Let's see. Let's just watch.
Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
Good.
Substitute
2D.
of Bleach versus...
Why do they never give, like, the good anime the high budget, right? Like, they never give the good stuff the high budget. No one gives a shit about some of these death battles they've had that they've done in 3D. Like, they've done some weird ones in 3D, but then Yusuke versus Ichigo gets sprites. Okay, whatever.
The spirit detective of Yu Hakusho. He's
You guys can't tell I'm a little
And it's our job to analyze their
about
weapons,
death battle
armor, and
lately.
skills to find
They've
out
been
who will
wrong a
win
few times.
a death battle. Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
I mean, nothing. Go to Valhalla? Go to, I don't know, whatever you believe in, I guess.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off.
Also, fun fact, sorry, keep pausing. Bleach was actually heavily inspired by Yu Hakusho. And I mean heavily inspired by Yu Hakusho.
To the realm of the dead.
Some might even say kind of a ripoff to a degree.
Till it doesn't. Enter
It's not.
Ichigo Kurosaki.
Hey,
whose
the
tragic
boy.
anime backstory came way too early when his
Oh, so they're going end of series Ichigo. If he was really 145 pounds, he would not be that buff. Nobody is as buff as Ichigo at 5'11 and weighs 145. That's just physically impossible. Physically impossible. But he's a Soul Reaper. Suspension of disbelief, not when it comes to physiques.
mom was killed by a hollow. Reason number one why you should never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left
Nope.
with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed.
His dad's
by the weight of
fine.
Survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began
Stomping
to
them
heal
into
when
the
he felt
ground.
his calling upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful
And
hollow,
everyone
she gave
wanted them to
Ichigo
get
her
to get
powers, rousing
to get together, and they were
Boom,
incorrect.
Just like that, Ichigo's a
She
Shinigami.
belongs with Ryuji.
Substitute Shinigami.
Not Ryuji,
To carry out
Renji.
his duties, Ichigo sheds
Watching
his
too many
body
other
for an
things.
invisible
She belongs with
made of
Renji.
Spiritual matter called Reishi. He can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy called Ryoku and exert it offensively in the form of spiritual pressure or Reiatsu.
Okay, that's a lot of big words, but all it really means is he's a super-powered ghost with an empty
Pretty
sword.
much.
His spirit aura is so strong, it can stun lock foes.
Are they going to try to say that? No, they're definitely going to let Yusuke be able to hit him and see him because he's a fucking spirit detective. That's what he does.
Crushing him under his own power, even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him, hardening his skin for defense and leaping off of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed-boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the
flash
kids
step.
who beat up bullies for their lunch money. And hello to the town's new superhero with fellow Ghostbusters, Orihime, Chad,
Tits
and
McGee.
Ryu. Plus Rukia, it was the Shinigami's job to tear Hollows a new hole.
While balancing responsibilities at school, of course. GPA comes first, and maybe
No, it
a
doesn't.
round or two of tech.
But it wouldn't be
Ah!
possible without his Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a super
I love how Tekken is the game of choice. I would have picked Fatal Fury. The good fighting game. Tekken's great. Better than Street Fighter.
powered spirit that's physically a sword. Ghost Sword!
Though strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of two distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu, which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man Zangetsu and Hollow Zangetsu. Anyway, the double Ghost Sword gives
Because
Ichigo
his mom was
including his
possessed
trademark attack,
when he
the
was
sword beams
conceived.
and all sword beams. Getsuga Tensho!
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants.
Uh-huh.
He can fire it as a
God,
wave,
that's New Blood War,
detonate
so
an
good.
attack to act as a barrier, and combine two at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the biggest hollows down to size, Ichigo was ridiculous.
Size doesn't mean everything in Bleach.
Frame 1.
He can make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus, early on, Uryu moved so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
Yeah, Renji beat his
That guy's
ass.
so fast, Ichigo can't even see
Byakuya.
him. Time for a good old-fashioned training arc. Hit the music!
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master.
Bankai! In Bankai, his speed skyrocketed, letting him turn
Kenpachi's Bankai is the best.
the tables on douchebag Byakuya.
Period.
Even in Shikai, he blocked an attack that could destroy the whole friggin' Soul Society.
Because Ichigo's
True.
greatest gift is his potential to improve.
Well, let's see if they got this right. True Shikai. Manifest 2 Zanpakuto. Yeah. Getsuga Jujisho. Half Hollow. True Bankai, which he never got to fucking use. He used his true... Yawak broke it immediately. Like, he did his true Bankai and Yawak just went, no. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's how I always pronounce it when I was reading the manga, Yawak. He just went, none of that.
Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He was
Grimjow, best boy.
but as soon as
That
he
fight
heard
was so
Orihime
good.
cheering him on, that was
Fight
all
was so
he
good.
needed to smash that kitty.
You mean Grimjow, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But even with that main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad Aizen. With
Nope.
just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song. Rude.
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still,
Uh-huh.
Ichigo needed his help and conjured
Understatement of the fucking century, Boomstick. Hollow Zangetsu is a fucking menace. Absolute fucking unhinged menace. And old man Zangetsu is just like, I don't know, man, I'm tired.
a hollow mask to expand his power. But
Uh-huh.
this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs.
Oh,
But piss him off
yep.
enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want
No, you
that.
do not.
Qualification exceeds even Bankai, and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train.
Yeah, that was a wild twist.
Corridor between
That
dimensions.
that was definitely a big twist. It's like, hey, by the way, I've been a Soul Reaper the whole time, son. And it's like, what the fuck, Dad?
Until he was finally ready to challenge.
And then the best fight in the series happened.
Statement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered mountains with sheer aura.
One of the
and
best
so
fights in
hard
the
he
series.
smashed
One
out
of
the
them.
black coffin.
I need to get the new Bleach
His
fighting
face
game,
like a
man.
mini black hole.
And yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his ultimate attack.
Mugetsu.
Defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to protect others, his drive, his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
He did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia. Boom, Shinigami again.
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war with a final
Yeah!
Yu Hakusho.
Who planned to
Yu Hakusho. Yeah, I guess I was saying it wrong. But, because I haven't watched it dubbed, and I don't really listen to the voices when I watch an anime subbed. I just read the subtitles. Have they dubbed 1,000-Year Blood War yet? If they have, I'm going to have to watch it, just because the dub of Bleach is infinitely superior to the sub. But, like, he literally, like... I love how they're skipping Fullbringer. Nobody cares about Fullbringer. That is the worst arc in all of Bleach.
and everything. And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough
God,
to pull it
so,
off.
so good.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a hollow. Hence, his two Zanbakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other Hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yu Hakusho's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unifying with both Zanbakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and two new Zanbakuto.
Yeah, that was cool as fuck.
Shikai.
Cool
If
as
you
fuck.
thought Ichigo
So
was
cool.
strong before,
God, 1,000-Year Blood War's
he's
pretty.
The strongest Shinigami alive. They're dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kenpachi, who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yu Hakusho, even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yu Hakusho could nuke all three realms. The human world, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo.
True.
Plus the Dangai and Garganta.
See, this is the part where they realize that they very much undersold Ichigo in his fight against Naruto. I don't think Ichigo should have lost to Naruto.
In between, which have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul
He's
King
definitely at
sent a
least
shockwave
at
across
least
all the
universal.
realms.
At
It's
least
not a matter of
universal.
disrupting the flow of souls. Yu Hakusho was
Naruto's
going to end
barely
everything
planetary.
through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack, the Grand Ray Sero.
Making a giant crescent slash that rips through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai. A power so great, even Yu Hakusho was scared of it.
Joke's on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally content. And 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk onward.
After getting Ori, all the good stuff.
Most teenagers have...
Yusuke!
However,
Alright, pause. So they did get Ichigo a lot closer this time than they did in the death battle against Naruto. They severely undersold Ichigo in the Naruto death battle. Like, by a lot. So, let's see. Let's see if they undersell Yusuke or if they get him right on the money. They did not undersell Hiei whenever they did the Hiei versus Sasuke death battle. They got Hiei pretty right on the money, so.
that was hardly a problem for juvenile delinquent Yusuke Urameshi.
My
because
boy!
He only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw hands! It don't matter who the ops are, be they women, old folk, or babies, Yusuke lived to fight. It's what gave life meaning.
Maybe not
Who
babies.
cares about stupid things like friends and family?
Which is why it was so surprising
Keiko
when
does.
one day he threw himself in front of a speeding car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
Truck-kun claims another victim.
Uh-huh.
But this is chapter 1 of a battle shonen, so death is hardly the end.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul.
It was a hot girl.
Haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him.
That's funny.
Imagine
I
being
love
such
that.
A menace to society that
it's
the
one of my
second
favorite
you do
moments.
Something nice, hell itself gets caught with his pants down.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation and told Satan Jr. to stuff it. I mean, he was never really good for anything, and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his...
That episode of the anime is actually really sad. Like, yeah. Like, even going back watching it as an adult, it might be nostalgia. It's really sad.
Rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears. Oh man!
At the sight
The
of
manliest of
far
tears.
more than he ever expected, Yusuke had a change of heart and accepted Koenma's offer, returning to life with a new purpose and a new job.
And newfound ass-kicking ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demon kind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki, or spirit energy.
Spirit gun!
He's strong, fast, and durable, heals from wounds quickly, and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows.
Oh,
or from
Suzaku.
real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help
I
of
forgot about
Genkai,
Suzaku.
he mastered a signature
Can't forget about
move that
Genkai,
blasts
though.
anyone to smithereen.
Hot take. I have a hot take. There is no teacher, no instructor, no mentor in anime better than Genkai. Maybe All Might. Maybe All Might. Master Roshi? Nah. Nope. Yoruichi? Nah. Genkai all day, baby.
My favorite shonen move ever, the Spirit
I
Gun.
love Spirit Gun so much.
Yusuke had a limited number of
Boom!
shots, but eventually he turned it into his personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he could go finger...
Let's get... Sorry for pausing so much. That's something I love about anime is when, like, oh, you can only do this, like, 3 times per day. They did it with this, with the Spirit Gun. Like, you only have a certain amount of shots per day. And they also did it with the Chidori, with Sasuke. They were like, Kakashi was like, oh, you could probably do it twice a day. And then they just forget about that, like, an arc later.
blasting around as much as he wants.
The spirit gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a spirit shotgun, a mighty AoE blast, or a spirit punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clobbers the hell out of you.
Uh-huh.
And the spirit wave, a Kamehameha from before we uncultured Americans knew what a Kamehameha was.
Yusuke may be a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, ruin his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that smart. And his hand-to-hand
Very
is
smart.
He's matched experts like Cabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
But his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's
You threaten Keiko, you die.
stronger enemies.
So that's
The
it.
pain's literally burning through his...
Ichigo would never threaten Keiko, though, so that's not going to happen. But if you threaten Keiko, you die.
own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged bonds with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize...
Best villain in shonen anime.
With sheer aura.
Best villain in
He
shonen.
needed to survive and protect his loved ones. So, he had no choice but to
Ooh.
rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Our sun has an average luminosity of 380
Oh,
septillion
fuck.
watts.
I'm gonna use the actual sun?
Small stars
Alright,
like
Ichigo's
red dwarfs
fucked.
Output about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective.
Fuck
gone
Sensui.
bad,
Fuck
and a
fuck
great
Sensui,
measure
that guy's an
of what
asshole.
Top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon and human worlds.
That anima guy is strong as balls. In the past,
Yeah.
he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's power surpassed both of them, to the point where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy.
Damn
And
right he
keep
did.
in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time. A far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long, sucker, because turns out Yusuke was a demon himself.
Literally.
Half demon.
Yusuke is the descendant
Half.
of an ancient and incredibly powerful being, one of the strongest in existence, Ryzen, the Demon King.
With his Mazoku mark, Yusuke
Yeah, Mazoku
Ryzen's
form.
spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost. This was his first taste of a dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling,
Yeah.
feeding into the user's rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red.
Yep.
Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-class.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection? From "I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi"?
Yeah.
We can worry about that later.
So here's the thing with the final arc of the anime. It's way better than the final arc of the manga. But that's because the final arc of the manga is basically just some nothing burger. Like, that's why I always tell people to watch Yu Hakusho and not read it, because everything else in the manga up until the final arc is so good. Same with the anime, right? Then there's the final arc of the manga, and it's garbage. And the final arc of the anime is okay. It's not great. I wouldn't even really call it good, but it has some peak moments. So if you are out there, you've never watched a Red Yu Hakusho, I recommend watching it.
The tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took on the Demon King Yomi in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had become far stronger than before, even achieving a unique version of the Mazoku form separate from Ryzen's influence.
And a brand
Cool.
spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's sacred energy, but even better.
I'd forgotten about
It's
that, I think.
so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name.
Thought I knew everything.
Golden glowy.
This makes
Strong
sense,
enough
though.
to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that
That's the thing, I don't remember the final arc very much because I didn't like it very much. But I do remember the Mazoku form. Probably because using it against Sensui.
split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute limits.
But then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad, though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he found his happy ending.
With
But that would
Keiko!
piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood, or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Yeah, he will. He will. Alright, so what do I think? So I think they definitely are actually giving Ichigo like a level he is actually at this time, and not underselling him hardcore like they did in the death battle of him versus Naruto. Ichigo is at least a little stronger than Naruto. Not even the same level. But I feel like they put a appropriately scaled Yusuke. I don't know. So there's a couple things they didn't really like talk about it. I'm like, but they did bring up the Mazoku form and all his new powers. They brought up the things he can do at his peak. So I think Yusuke is going to win this. And if he doesn't, they need to make a statement about how the fuck Ichigo loses to Naruto but beats Yusuke. But ultimately, I think Yusuke is going to win just because I think he's just a little bit more, too powerful. And he's a much better fighter than Ichigo. Like, Yusuke is so much more skilled than Ichigo, it's not even funny. With hand-to-hand combat, at least. Ichigo's definitely better with the sword. But I am still rooting for Yusuke. I'm not going to be angry if Ichigo wins, because like I said, I love Bleach. It's one of my favorite animes. It's my favorite of the big three. But Yu Hakusho is my favorite anime of all time, man. I gotta root for my boy. I gotta root for him. So that's my prediction. I want Yusuke to win. I think he's going to win feats-wise. If Ichigo wins, I'm going to be disappointed, but I won't be mad.
Long has its return been foretold, but now, finally, it is reborn.
The original Death Battle shirt that once dominated the world.
Oh.
Hell yeah, there's no better way to wear
Skip.
a bunch of other merch there, like this awesome Mega Goose hoodie. Just don't.
Yeah, skip.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data.
Oh, Jump Force. That game is so bad.
Death Battle!
Is that new Bleach game any good? I think I need to play that new Bleach fighting game. Oh, sprites. Why couldn't this one be 3D?
That's a demon. That's a hollow. No doubt about it.
Oh, okay. Good music. Okay, the sprites are cool. I take it back. The sprites are cool. The sprites work. I don't know what it is. I like hand-to-hand fighting so much better than weapons. It's so much cooler. Probably because I'm a martial artist IRL. Oh.
Chump change. Reckless idiot! What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared? Nah.
Come on, Yusuke! Oh!
Once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
That's pretty funny. He's never done that though.
Let's devour him together.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You just
Yeah. That's the Yusuke I love.
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner?
Let's do it. Like old times.
On cut! Tensa! Sangetsu!
Okay. Come on, Yusuke, come on!
Best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like. Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole!
I love Yusuke so much.
I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same!
Just so much better of a character either way.
Screw that!
No!
Give me a freaking break. See you on the other side.
KO!
I know I said I wasn't gonna be mad. I may have lied. I will withhold my judgment until if they can explain it well enough. That's my thing with Death Battle. If they can explain it well enough, maybe I won't be pissed. I don't know why I'm so bad. I like Ichigo almost as much as I like Yusuke. It's probably because I like the idea of like someone who just fights with his fists and like blast attacks than I do sword. Despite the fact that I have so many swords, I love swords, but as a martial artist, there's just something that hits harder for me about the dudes who just throw hands. Either way, Yusuke's still a much better written character. I love you, Ichigo, but Yusuke is better. Alright, let's see if they can convince me. Let's see if they can fucking convince me.
Afterlife offers frequent flyer miles.
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down into 4
Please
chapters,
do.
starting with their abilities.
Yusuke should win.
No problem. And resist auras like Taguro's that are similar to Reiatsu. So
True.
Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of Dangai training,
And all those swords. He just had way more abilities to play with.
You think the Dangai training compares to Genkai's training where she basically put a sun inside him? Nah, that's bullshit.
Likewise, speed was a fairly easy call.
Yeah,
Yusuke
Ichigo
could
wins
react to
this.
lightning early on,
Ichigo
but
wins
obviously
this.
got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start. And
Yeah.
he's gotten faster too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got tons of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is a...
Kind of both their things. Ichigo has styled on
Not
countless
compared to
centuries of
Yusuke.
training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's
We're just gonna say it now. If Ichigo beats Yusuke, then how the fuck did Hiei beat Sasuke if Naruto beat Ichigo? Hiei is all... Because Hiei is weaker than Yusuke and slower. And Sasuke is equal to Naruto. But somehow Naruto beats Ichigo? Doesn't make any fucking sense.
pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So, both had their strong suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
No.
Only the biggest
Yusuke
winning
should have
factor, which
won.
could have superseded all other advantages. Power.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Yuhabak, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yusuke also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time, pretty close to Yuhabak's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yuhabak was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo matched
Yeah,
True Shiki,
I'll give you
adds an
this.
additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way. But the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo the final edge. Sorry if things got messy, but that's just how Ichigo goes.
The winner is Ichigo Kurosaki.
Alright, fine. The power one makes sense, and speed I knew was going to go to Ichigo because he's fucking flash step. Even faster. But I still think a technique, like battle strategy wise, I still think that should have been fully Yusuke. He's a much better fighter than Ichigo. I will concede speed and power. I do not concede abilities. I think this is a closer fight than they made it out to be, even if Ichigo does win. However, on the bright side, they stopped underselling Ichigo for this one. Now redo Naruto versus Ichigo, now that you've stopped underselling Ichigo, and watch him obliterate Naruto, who's barely planetary. No, yeah, so it seems like they learned their lesson and they actually like went through Bleach and they're like, oh, okay. Because in the Naruto versus Ichigo one, they said something about, weren't both Yuabaka and Kaguya Planet Busters? And they were like, well, no. And I'm like, Yuabaka is more than a Planet Buster. Kaguya, not so much. So it's like, Ichigo should have beat Naruto. Especially with what they presented here. I'm a little salty that my favorite shonen anime protagonist lost. But if he was going to lose to fucking anybody, at least it was Ichigo. And not one of the other two. To be fair, though, Yusuke would beat the shit out of Naruto or Luffy. Like, Luffy's the weakest member of the big three, for sure. I did have someone that told me, like, oh, Yu Hakusho, Yusuke could beat Goku, right? And I'm like, no, not even remotely. There's no member of the big three that can beat Goku either, just so you know. But anyway, let's see who's next.
Next time on...
Let's see who's next. Oh! Metal Sonic versus Perfect Cell!
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
I'm gonna have to watch that one. There's no fucking way Metal Sonic is a match for Cell. Shadow couldn't beat Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Oh, well, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is stronger than Cell, so maybe. I don't see Metal Sonic winning this, like, at all. If he does, I'm gonna be so mad. They keep not giving Dragon Ball characters the win. The only Dragon Ball characters that have got wins are Vegeta once and Frieza. But anyways, guys, I will be tuning into that one probably a little faster than I tuned into this one. I was on vacation for a week, so this one took a little bit longer to come out than I would like. But next time when this one comes out, I'll jump right on it. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more reaction videos. If you want more than reaction videos, I do a lot of video game content on the channel, mostly RPGs and action games, and dipping into the world of fighting games here soon. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next episode.